The 2025 Nissan Kicks. This is a fully redesigned vehicle and there's a lot to talk about, and throughout the video I will be sharing with you my personal thoughts. Alright, let's get started. This new Kicks has a more boxy design and I really appreciate the outside looks. It's always great to see subcompact type vehicles like this looking good and expressing a more premium demeanor. This vehicle will be available in both front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, and the ground clearance on this new Kicks has gone up by 1.4 inches. It is now a total of 8.4 inches of ground clearance. Nissan is claiming that this is best in class. And I understand the vehicle that they're showing here is the top of the line SR, and that's why it looks so amazing. You also have the base S model, we have the SV in the middle, and the SR at top. I'm sure the S is not going to look anywhere near as cool as this because the SR has these stylish 19-inch wheels that's really helping out with the looks. Anyway, the vehicle is also larger in just about every way compared to the previous generation. It's about an inch taller. Overall, it's 2.8 inches longer and 1.6 inches wider. And that's great, but somehow the front seat space is down a little bit. They did stretch the wheelbase by 1.5 inches, so we do have more rear legroom space, and the overall cabin width has improved, and we do have here a larger trunk. So yeah, overall very practical machine. And again, please let me know your thoughts in the comments regarding the exterior looks. Now let's talk about the powertrain. We have a new 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine with 141 horsepower and 140 pounds-feet of torque. This is replacing the old 1.6-liter engine. And yes, this does produce more horsepower and torque than before, but keep in mind the overall weight of this vehicle has increased. So this is still going to be very sluggish, I'm sure, and perhaps even the fuel economy might not be as good as before. The previous generation Kicks got a fuel economy rating of 31 city, 36 highway. This might actually do worse due to the higher curb weight. And yes, the transmission continues to be a CVT, or their Xtronic unit. Yeah, many people like to mock and scoff this. I'm not gonna lie, yes, they did have issues in the early 2000s, but in reality they have retuned and retweaked it over the years. And by the way, Honda never gets the same scrutiny as Nissan because their transmissions used to take a dump in the early 2000s as well. Not only did their automatics have issues, but even the Honda manuals had issues in the early 2000s, but somehow everyone forgets about that and they only scrutinize Nissan. So I just thought that was very interesting. But the reality is, almost all of these new Nissans with the CVT transmissions, they perform really well. They've done a great job calibrating it. It feels smooth and you don't even notice it. And besides, if it's that much of a concern, just keep it until the warranty expires or extend the warranty. Alright, the interior space also gets a redesign. So the S models and the SV, they're both going to get cloth seats. However, the SR trim level, like the one that they're showcasing here, comes with black synthetic leather, and it's going to have some red and black cloth inserts as well. Also with the SR, we have the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that ties in with the 12.3-inch infotainment screen. When you go down to the S and the SV, they only get 7-inch screens. But if you at least go with the SV and the SR, you do get wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Another thing is they are utilizing the zero gravity seats in this, and the Nissan zero gravity seats is no joke. They are extremely comfortable. It's not just some marketing gimmick or anything like that. No, they really are comfortable seats. So that's something to consider. And also with this top of the line SR, they have those Bose speakers kind of implemented into that headrest. We saw that with the Infiniti QX80 as well when they recently unveiled that. So you go with that top of the line SR, you're getting the Bose audio with the speakers mounted in the headrest. You will be able to get an optional panoramic sunroof, and they are saying that this new generation thinner design of the sunroof intrudes less into the headroom, and it's also got a new slide design that reduces wind noise. So that's another interesting little touch there. And all the useful safety tech comes standard. We have the Nissan Safety Shield 360 that's going to be standard across the board, and it comes with things like blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and much more. And when you go up in trim level, you can get nicer features like a 360 camera and other safety tech as well. But that's pretty much everything you need to know about the 2025 Nissan Kicks. At least in the SR trim, it's looking pretty hot. The interior space is looking pretty sleek. But I will be honest with you though, it might be in your best interest to skip the subcompact segment and just jump into the compact segment, because the kicks, it's going to compete with things like the Honda HR-V, the Mazda CX-30, Toyota Corolla Cross, VW Taos, etc. When you move up one level from the subcompact SUVs and you move into, the Nissan Rogue, the Honda CR-V, a Toyota RAV4, the Mazda CX-5, like all of those vehicles become significantly better for not that much more money, if that makes sense. Like everything is better. You get more refinement, the speed, practicality, space, sometimes even better features as standard. So there's a lot of benefits to just moving up one level from things like this. Like, I get it, this kicks, it's really nice. I think they did a really good job with it. And obviously no one's driven the kicks yet. Honestly, in this subcompact SUV segment, the CX-30 is ultra refined, the Mazda, but the biggest problem with that Mazda CX-30 is how small it is. There's hardly any rear legroom in the back and the trunk is really small. The Honda HR-V, it's not bad and it's significantly larger on the inside, but again, you move up to something like a CR-V, for instance, you're just getting even more space and even more refinement in the way that the vehicle drives and better acceleration around town as well. There's just a lot of benefits. And same thing with the Nissan Rogue. In Nissan's own family, the Rogue is so quiet, so comfortable, and that turbo 3-cylinder engine, it's really refined and feels pretty quick around town. So that's all I'm saying. It's something to consider, but I get it. If your budget is limited and you're shopping for more of a base model subcompact SUV, then these vehicles start to make sense because your purchasing price is going to be less. Like if you're paying cash for this or you're financing and trying to pay this stuff off quickly, then the subcompact segment could work. But if you're interested in leasing, for instance, moving up one level to those compact size SUVs like your Rogues, your CR-Vs, they tend to lease out better. If you want to know more about that, I have partnered with an automotive broker. His name is AutoCompanion. You can hit him up. I have a affiliate link in the description box below. You can contact him. I also have a free leasing calculator provided to you by AutoCompanion, also in the description box, so you can play with that, run some numbers, see what works best for you and your financial situation. But hopefully you appreciate this information and these insights. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. But thanks again for watching. Take care and goodbye.